Hi, I'm Ruggero from One Foot in the Door, and today we're going to be looking at Gladiator, and specifically we're going to be looking at Joaquin Phoenix's performance as Commodus in Gladiator. This was requested by Tourmaline Films, so thank you very much. This is indeed an amazing performance. So we're going to be looking at a very small scene, and as always, I always focus on one specific very good screen acting moment within the movie. I think overall the whole performance is amazing. So it was actually tricky to find sort of one specific moment because they're all so good. But you know, I think I found an interesting one, and so we'll have a look now, and then we'll talk about it.
Are you ready to do your duty for Rome?
Yes, Father.
You will not be emperor.
Which wiser older man is to take my place?
My powers will pass to Maximus, to hold in trust until the Senate is ready to rule once more. Rome?
Now that reaction that he goes through so many thoughts so quickly, and we can see them all. That's brilliant. Let's keep looking.
Is to be a republic again.
Maximus.
Yes. My decision disappoints you?
You wrote to me once, listing the 4 chief virtues.
Okay, let's stop there for now. There's more that I want to show you. And as always, I apologize that I need to stop and start a bit. It's for copyright reasons, otherwise the video gets blocked. First of all, interesting thing, I think these were 2 different takes, because in the first couple of moments when he receives the news and stuff, he's on the verge of tears. We can see tears built up in his eye, but then we cut back to him and suddenly he doesn't have that anymore. I'm pretty sure that's a different take. Anyway, but this is filmmaking magic, guys. And it works perfectly. It's not a mistake, okay? This is not a continuity mistake. This is exactly how it should be, because we need those emotional beats beforehand, and then we need something else. So I'm just saying, I do think that was a different take. What I love about that is there's so much emotions. There's so many emotions built up. They're right there. We have that quivering lip and that intensity, the tear built up in the eye. There's so much in there that other actors would not have been able to convey to that degree. And what we also see is a glimpse of his madness, of how evil he is ultimately. But it's only a glimpse. It's only one tiny spark. And if it wasn't for the music, we wouldn't actually really feel that as much. Obviously, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. If you haven't, go watch it, absolutely. But, you know, we just see that one glimpse. Again, a lesser actor would have played it differently. A lesser actor would have played this with a lot more either straight up anger or more like an evil person, like already pre-planning the kill. And Joaquin doesn't do that. We see the anger, we see the frustration, but most of all we see the pain. We see the huge pain that this child is feeling because his father is ultimately telling him that he doesn't think he's good enough to take his place. And I want to watch now I want to skip ahead a little bit, and we'll watch a bit of a later section of this scene. And I want to focus on how Joaquin Phoenix plays that moment, okay?
You pressed me to your chest and held me tight. Would have been like the song of my heart for 1,000 years. What is it in me you hate so much? All I've ever wanted was to live up to Caesar. Father.
Commodus? Your false as a son is my failure as a father.
This here is a fantastic moment. Pay attention to what happens now and how it makes you feel, the overall thing. Okay.
I would put to the whole world if you would only love me.
Okay, and then there's the murder. Now, what I think is brilliant about this section here is that Joaquin Phoenix is playing one thing, which is he's playing the scene in an absolutely emotional and straightforward way. So what makes the scene unsettling is the music. If you remove the music, okay, apart from the kill, okay, when the kill happens, obviously he's murdering, we can see that. But up until the moment when they hug, this could actually, the way they play it is actually a reconciliation. A really nice, touching moment between these two people. I made a little experiment, okay? It won't work perfectly, but I've tried to put a different music underneath just to see more or less how it would feel. It's not perfect, guys, but let's have a quick look at that, okay?
All I've ever wanted was to live up to Caesar. Father.
Commodus? Your false as a son is my failure as a father.
So what do you think? Does it work? I think it does. Especially that one moment I stopped before, which is right before the hug. In the original version, the music gets dark. We can feel that something's wrong there. But in the acting, there's nothing. That is amazing screen acting. That means he understands exactly how the whole filmmaking process works, and he knows that he doesn't have to carry the subtext. He doesn't. That it's actually a lot more effective if he doesn't. If he had showed us in that moment something different in his face, the intent to murder, the scene would not have been as strong. The scene is so strong exactly because he doesn't do that. He plays the scene as an absolute reconciliation, an absolute emotional, nice moment, and he leaves the unsettling subtext, the foreboding thing that we know something is wrong, that we know something's bad is happening, he leaves that completely to the music. That's exactly what a fantastic screen actor does. So let me know what you think in the comments below, guys, and as always, if you have any other comments or recommendations for other great pieces of acting in different movies or TV series, please leave them down in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe this video and ring the bell to get notified for when I post a new video. Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Bye bye.